This is the headstone of George Peckham in Thompson Cemetery next to my house. The image is reversed in this video because I have yet to master technology, apparently. His stone was actually being eaten by a tree, and it took me 2 hours of sawing and digging in the pouring rain to get the sucker out. Unfortunately, the tree had snapped off the corner a long time ago, as you can see, but it also broke off the whole bottom, so there's only about an inch of stone buried. I have a board holding it up in the back, but I need to figure out a better way to hold up these old stones, so you'll see it wiggle when I scrub it. Since his body isn't here anyway because they moved the cemetery, I figured moving it away from the tree was okay, so sorry, George. George and his half-brother Charles came to Madison in 1794 from either Little Compton or Triverton, Rhode Island. The towns are right next to each other, and I read conflicting reports of which one it actually was. The Revolutionary War had ended just 11 years before this, and Charles and George each bought one of the new lots of land the government had purchased from what is now the Oneida Indian Nation. They cleared their lots for farming across the road from the cemetery. Then 2 years later, they returned with their father and George's wife, Lydia Head of Westport, Massachusetts, and the 2 kids they had at the time joined them. They then had 3 more when they got to Madison. The area they settled in Madison Center was deemed Rhode Island Quarter because 8 families and 40 people in total settled there from Little Compton. George signed his will just 2 days before he died on... Whoa, hang on, George. Before he died on March 16, 1831, at the age of 63, which leads me to believe that he had an illness or an accident of some sort, and he was worried about passing away soon. George left his daughter Jerusha, which is a super cool name, $75. His daughter Sarah only got $70, though, so maybe she wasn't the favorite? Just kidding. His daughters Ruth and Mary were each given $50 and also 1 cow. His wife got all the furniture, and his 2 sons, Otis and Samuel, were given anything that was left and $175, which was a lot back then. His wife, Lydia, isn't buried here with George, but is instead buried in Michigan with their daughter, Mary. Lydia was 62 when George died, and I'm totally guessing here, but it leads me to believe that after George's death, she couldn't run the farm by herself, so she moved out to Michigan to live with Mary, since Mary was widowed at that time as well. Mary died of general decline at age 88 and outlived everyone in her family. I don't know what everybody else died of because the records don't go back that far. The willow tree on top of his stone symbolizes mourning of a loved one, but also meant life after death or resurrection. And there you go, all clean. And let's see what the D2 can do in the next couple of weeks to get those other stains out. This is what his stone looks like a week later. It's in the shade, but you can see the stone behind it. It should lighten up just as much.